Yeah, he just completely disappeared.
Oh, he just disappeared.
He just vanished the moment he stepped out there. So
Oh,
very, very strange.
just
Yeah,
disappeared.
I
yeah,
certainly didn't expect that. So
and yeah,
I
and that
wonder where he
ending was
actually
like,
went.
wow, what the heck?
Yeah.
Oh, so he didn't disappear to anywhere, really. He just disappeared.
Just
It
yeah,
doesn't seem so.
yeah. I wonder what actually happened.
Mm, interesting.
Very
Yeah,
strange.
and the ending as well is like it was like a few seconds of just complete black until the credits came in. It's like
Mhm. What does that mean?
now that is a really interesting
Mm.
cliffhanger. It's just black.
Hmm.
What is this thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Reading summary.
very interesting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Very
and
interesting ending.
it was a really unexpected ending. I noticed at the beginning how they introduced the Marvel logo and ended up going into that whole
Hmm.
uh, multiverse vision thing, which is
Yeah.
actually quite different because usually we see the whole like
Hmm.
Marvel credits go throughout the front, and now this time it's like it didn't do that.
Hmm.
I see, I see. Mm.
Yeah, but very interesting way to end the episode. So wonder what actually happened.
Mm.
Victor Timely.
Yeah, and the loom exploded.
Gloom exploded, and what did Miss Minutes mean when she said, you will
You
never
aren't
be him.
him.
Mm.
You won't be him.
Yeah, you will never be him.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll never be him.
Mm.
Mm. That's true. That's
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, wow, but this episode was like explains a lot as well.
Mm. It does, yeah.
Like this time you don't really get too much action, but you do get a lot of explanation.
Yeah, definitely a
true.
lot more of the background of the TVA
Yeah.
and um like how it started and who was really in charge in the beginning with and how Ravona and He Who Remains were supposed to rule together,
Yeah.
and she got you know shunted off.
Mind wiped.
Yeah, and her mind and her memories got erased, and Miss Minutes was aware of that. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's really interesting where this show is trying to go.
Hmm.
Like the loom apparently is destroyed now. They're meant to fix it.
Hmm.
So what happens to the timelines now?
Hmm. And what happened to X5? It seems like Loki did his magic and took over him, right? Well, Sylvie did,
Well,
and
Sylvie did, yeah.
It's
uh,
fine, huh?
But then
yeah,
at the end, it seems like he got his like mind back, and he didn't know what was happening.
yeah. He only got his mind back after I think it wore off. The spell
Mm.
wore off.
Oh,
Mm.
But yeah, that ending is like
Yeah.
I think someone might have counted the seconds of how long that lasted
Mm.
because it did last for quite a long time. Like the whole black screen was like just nothing, and then the credits come in.
Yeah, that's right.
mm.
And those few seconds of darkness and silence, that's the most creepy creepy bit of it, sort of scary bit.
Yeah,
Like what actually happened.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think Marcus is having issues with this video.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Ah. But we can hear you though. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a
Very
good
interesting.
episode, and it actually revolves back to episode one.
Mm.
The first one.
Yes, you were saying that there was a scene that was from episode one, and this is going back to that scene.
Oh, the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, like the scene where Sylvie was opening up the elevator doors.
Okay.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I found you. It's like Loki got pruned,
And then Loki got pruned.
Ruined,
and
yeah.
we
But he
didn't
was
know.
pruned by himself.
Yeah, we didn't know that at the time.
Mm.
So it looped back on that point. It's like Loki was the one who pruned himself.
Yeah, and so there must have been a reason for him doing that. He said, "I promise it will make sense," later on.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think,
because he felt it happened. He saw Sylvie, and then he was pruned. So it's the loop.
mm. So I think, yeah, we'll see what happens in the next episode and what the significance of this is, because there must have been a reason, why he did that.
Because he felt it happen. That's the reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like that's the whole idea of predestination, I guess. Like time has already been written, so it
Mm.
seems like it's already been written in the TVA that he has to do that to himself so the timeline can continue for him anyway.
Mm. Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
the rest, what happens to the rest of TVA then? If
what happens to the rest of TVA and what's happened to He Who Remains?
yeah, now that the loom has exploded, like what is gonna happen because of that? What happens to all the timelines?
Mm.
Yes, like this is going to cause a lot of speculation now. And this one, there are some thoughts like the timeline being reset,
Possibly, yeah.
Mm.
or maybe in the next episode he'll be back from at the start again, like a whole repeating day thing. Maybe
Could be
we
like
do
a
not know.
Groundhog Day kind of reset. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
But we'll see what happens. Like, they think the common theory right now is the timeline is reset.
yeah. It looks very like.
Mm.
And I wonder what's happened with Ravonna now that she got pruned.
Ravonna, yeah.
But yeah, Ravonna got pruned, so not too
So
sure what's going to happen to her
what's
anymore.
going to happen to her, right? Because that she's a variant, so there must be still another variant out there.
Where's a variant? Yeah.
Why did Loki prune himself?
Yeah, because it has to happen.
Oh, there it
Is
is.
that a reason? To fix his time slipping.
Yeah, it had to happen.
Right. So that was why then. That sort of, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
Time slipping,
yeah, but the thing is, this one is meant to talk about all these separate timelines and stuff, and then here we have this whole predestination setting.
Okay.
So
I guess
it's the time loop. It had to happen. He had to prune himself.
right, to prevent the time slipping. Okay.
Yep.
time slipping.
I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it doesn't really answer the question though of what happens to the loom and the timelines and the TVA now that everything just seems to have that
Seems to have just
basically blown up.
yeah, died or stopped.
Yeah.
But I think that's why they're so let it hang on the black screen for like so long. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a lot of thought.
We'll have to wait
That's
until
deep.
keep us in suspense for a week.
Yeah, like I already watched this episode, so I knew what was coming. But if you watched it for the first time, what would you have thought if you just saw that part? Black screen for like, I have no idea how many seconds it was, but it felt like quite long considering that the credits had to come right after. Maybe it was like 5 to 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Because it hanged for that long.
Yeah, I'm sure it felt longer than it really was, but it's because of that finale.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, solid episode. But makes us think what is coming next. Like,
Yeah.
what is happening now?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Hmm. And it's interesting whether that changes what happens to He Who Remains. Because, of course, in this version, before the timeline exploded, Sylvie had killed him. But now that this has happened, with the loom exploding and then him disappearing, Victor Timely disappearing, could that mean that He Who Remains could come back as a result of it? Or comes back in a different way?
Yeah, who knows? Because the way that he disappeared is quite different compared to everyone else, like being pruned
Yeah. He
and
didn't get
stuff.
pruned. He just, turned into ribbons. Like it just, it was really, it was a very strange way to just disappear.
Yeah, very different way.
So it makes me wonder whether he will come back in some completely different form. So not like He Who Remains and not like Victor Timely, but something else.
Mm.
Is this leading to like a different version of him?
Mm.
Yeah. Or it might be the way that Victor Timely ended up going into many different timelines.
Hmm.
Which I think was another theory because of how he like disappeared in like many different parts, not just like a training.
Hmm.
So maybe his essence is scattered throughout the timeline. So Victor Timely could exist in multiple realities and timelines.
Hmm.
That's causing the whole He Who Remains problem.
Hmm.
Mm.
Interesting.
Um,
I mean, I'd like to see the next episode. Like it's really making me anticipate the next episode. With this.
Yep, definitely. Can't wait for the next episode. Did we get to like the Easter eggs?
Yes.
oh yeah, yes. Yes,
Oh yeah, the pie room was funny, I guess. Sylvie walked into the pie room.
The
Walked
pirate.
into Pie Land.
yeah.
Yeah, Sylvie called it Pie Land.
Mm.
Thailand.
Ireland. Yeah.
Pie Land, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, and yeah, that funny scene about Ouroboros, like a snake eating his own tail. Like, which came first?
Ouroboros.
Well, yeah, it's what is it? Their
Ouroboros,
relationship
yeah.
is an Ouroboros.
Yeah, like which came first? It's like a snake eating his own tail. Just exactly his name.
Oh,
He had to mention it himself. Wow.
I see.
Because he learned everything from Victor Timely, and
Hmm.
then Victor Timely learned
From
Everything
him.
from him.
Ouroboros.
Who came first?
Yeah.
Like the chicken and
Invest.
the chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the whole relationship is an Ouroboros. Like a snake eating his own tail. And he had to say it himself. He just references his own name.
Interesting.
Mm.
Oh. Protocol 42.
42. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The spider thing. Mm.
Well,
42 has been a number in quite a while in Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's not the first time they use the number
It's a
42.
major Marvel number.
Oh.
Yeah. Either that or,
Spider-Man,
yeah.
Fantastic
Spider-Man.
Four.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Either that or 616.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's also the number in Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh, yeah. The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
What? 42.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. So Ravona's history mirrors the comics. She was critical to Kang the Conqueror.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, it did seem like that at the end of time,
Mm.
Ravonna.
that they were close. She was there in that room where a lot of others wouldn't have been before.
Mhm. There you go. Snake eating his own tail.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I think everyone kind of got. It's like, yeah, he had to reference it himself.
It's true.
Interesting. And this temporal device, what Victor had put
Yeah,
spinning globe.
it may
Yeah.
well be the multiversal engine
Well,
seen in Quantum
I feel like
Mania.
it looks familiar. It does look familiar, doesn't it?
the temporal thing, yeah.
But it again,
So-
it's another sphere with
The
symbols on
time
it.
thing.
So it did appear in Ant-Man, like a version of it.
Ant-Man was it? Oh,
More.
oh.
Yeah, but again, I've been saying this a while for a lot of these shows. It's always a sphere with symbols.
Yeah.
Like we came from Ahsoka, sphere with symbols.
And there's also a sphere. Very interesting. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's always a
But,
sphere.
yeah, and this time it's also
Mhm.
time, reality, an engine per se. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Engine.
Engine core.
The engine of time.
I see. Interesting.
And then we've got a Thor reference, of course.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Thor was Spanish
When when they were talking in Thailand.
His brother, is it? Yeah.
When he's talking about Thor. Yeah.
Yeah, when Thor was cast out and came back, he was different.
Mhm.
Mm.
Because he
Just
had
like
to
himself.
find himself to be worthy again.
Looked like his what's it? Oh,
Yeah, when Thor came back different,
Mm.
he thought that was weakness, but he changed
Mm.
because he
Yeah.
found something else.
see.
Sentimental weakness.
Second movies.
Yep. But yeah, it does seem like Loki did learn from that.
Oh, Loki, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he's come a long way.
Oh, yeah, I did like how he was telling his speech about like changing and stuff. Like it's easier to burn all over to the ground and
And now he's saying what? It's
things.
harder to
It's like-
fix what's broken.
yeah, but fixing it is actually harder, yes.
Mm.
And it's also harder to keep with us. Like you don't know what will happen, so you're hoping that will get better. It's like that is a lot of hope that they try to push into it, which is what Sylvie's argument is. Like it's too much hope. Like
It's
it's
very optimistic and
too optimistic, I guess. Yeah. Like having too much faith in these people to fix it all.
You're optimistic, yeah. Okay.
Ooh, Prime King.
Yeah, it could be leading up to the Prime Kangs
Mhm.
or the Council of Kangs.
That's okay.
because this is leading to the next Avengers movie, isn't it?
The
Yeah,
King
yeah.
Dynasty.
Yeah, if it's
Kang
still
Dynasty.
happening.
Oh, the next movie.
Yeah. If it's still happening, like the whole case is still going on.
Oh, yeah.
And because of Jonathan Majors being caught up in this case, it's a
Oh,
bit
yes.
difficult to know what will happen.
That's
Yeah,
true,
we
that's
don't know what will happen, but something interesting did happen in the case recently.
Is it? Ah,
Yeah, that partner who had charged Kang was convicted herself.
oh, really? Wow.
That's funny.
Yes, it's quite silly. Like, what?
Very
So,
complicated.
yeah, it does seem like something is at play here, and it does seem like it might have been fabricated,
Mm.
especially since they keep pushing the dates back and stuff every time. It's like,
Yeah.
The
Mm.
person, like the girl who's charging him, seems to want to prevent things from going on.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
X69.
And I wonder what's happened to Miss Minutes now that they rebooted, right? She seems to have disappeared as well. And she
Yeah.
got taken offline. She was locked out of all the systems. Interesting what's happening to her as well. Now that that's happened, the reboot has happened and the timeline exploded. What does that mean? Is she gonna come back? Is she stored somewhere? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no idea what's gonna happen there.
Mm.
And you were saying, Jeff, that she's still creepy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this minute is still creepy. Like when they like when Renslayer killed all these people, it's like
Yeah.
her face was just like creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks happy and stuff, but if you know what's happening at the time, it's like, what?
Yeah.
That is a creepy face to have when people are dying in front of you. It's like,
Mm.
that is not normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Minutes. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
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 It'll be interesting to see what happens to everyone now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
That would be reality's gone.
Was that a theory?
That,
No,
Reality is gone.
Kevin Feige himself says reality's gone.
Yeah, so they interesting.
Feige. Mm.
Then what happens in the next episode if reality's gone? How does the show go? How they reboot reality?
Well, exactly.
What exactly does that mean when he says reality's gone?
Mm.
He says Loki has to bring back reality somehow.
Hmm.
How do they even exist without reality?
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a lot of questions.
Mm.
So they just killed reality and they had to reboot it.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
Did we miss anything in this episode?
I think
I think
it's an
most of
interesting
it.
episode, but there's was still a lot of moving parts and
Yeah. So you get a lot of backstory in this one.
yeah, definitely got a lot of backstory.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to think about, if there's anything that we might have, seen from previous episodes that sort of,
Mm.
might connect to this, or even from Ant-Man.
Oh yeah.
It makes me think, okay, so he was in that sort of quantum realm. Was that as a result of this explosion? Is that what like I wonder like how that connects, because he was trapped there. And then but then you had Victor Timely as well in here, in this timeline.
Yeah. But that Kang was put there by the Council of Kangs.
Hmm.
They shrouded him there in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just trying to think what sort of, because this is the thing, right? Remember how we saw the 3 different faces of Kang on that wall? Because I'm trying to, okay, we have He Who Remains, we have and then we have Kang who was trapped in the quantum realm, and then we have Victor Timely as well.
Yeah, this guy.
It's making me think, okay, who else haven't we sort of, thought about or accounted for in
Mm.
Well, that is
It's-
talking about the Council of Kangs, which we saw at the end of
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
So is this Ramatot going to appear then? Is that what this means? That Victor Timely's disappearance is going to lead to this another Kang, the Egyptian Kang.
Or many, many more different variants of Kang, not just that particular one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It'd be interesting to see the Ramatot though.
Yeah, and especially after season 1 at the end, he said, "See you soon," and they said more versions of him are coming. But the only one that we've seen so far in this series is Victor Timely.
Yeah, that's making me think that next
There are
episode
no timers on HomePod.
they're going to introduce a totally different version of Kang, a different variant.
Yep, either that or more variants of Kang.
Yeah, or several at the same time.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise I think we covered it all. So
Yeah,
it's a lot to go through.
it's a lot. Yeah, there's still a lot going on in this episode, but it's very, yeah, I mean, it definitely keeps you like it keeps you thinking. It makes you think, okay, what does that mean, and how are they all connected now?
Yeah,
next.
exactly. And the whole what the TVA stands for, like what does it even mean?
Yeah,
Like,
what is the new version of the TVA gonna look like?
yeah, and Sylvie's outbursts, it's really contemplative. Like she does have like reason behind the things that she did. You could see like the conviction there. It's like even though she went about it kind of the wrong way, it's like this is why she's doing it. And Loki doesn't fully agree and wants to be a force for change. Both of them have a good outlook, at least. Like they have they know what they want and they strive for it and do stuff to it.
Yeah.
Sylvie's outburst to Mobius was kind of revealing as well. Like out of everything, the thing that Mobius wants to do is have some pie. So does he even care about the other timelines?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he seems afraid to also check his own timeline because he's never been to see what his life was like before his memories got erased. He doesn't even seem to want to go there.
Yeah, it doesn't seem so. So maybe Mobius has a part to play in it because even Loki questioned his past or his place on the timeline.
So this is the thing that's not been revealed yet. Like it's still kind of being kept under wraps, isn't it? Like what his real life was like before his memories got erased.
That's right.
And why is he so reluctant to revisit that? That's interesting.
Yep. Unless he really is one of the ones who is hidden secretly bad.
You agree with this?
This belongs in a horror movie.
I guess so and not. But we don't see it happen.
Oh yeah, but
well, it cuts away.
You can hear the
Yeah, Yeah, we could hear it.
It sort of cuts away from the gruesomeness of what would have happened.
Imagine being squashed.
Yeah, I mean, it's an off-screen death.
You can
Yeah,
hear the bones crushing.
Yeah, you could hear it, but you don't see it. And when the B-15 goes into the cell afterwards and looks, it's like we don't
we don't
see the
see it.
scene. We don't see the horror that she's seeing.
I mean, I think in order to keep it sort of,
Disney.
in order to keep it Disney, basically, and not make it R-rated, I think they have to cut away. They wouldn't have a choice. They can't show it in a graphic way.
Yeah, but they did have some those swear words thrown in as well, like multiple of them this time in this episode.
It's something where
So they're pushing it in a way.
yeah, it's quite out there. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's up there. But then again, it's Halloween.
Yeah, it is Halloween, so maybe they're sort of pushing it a little bit more to the edge.
Yeah, but Miss Minutte's face when the whole thing was happening, like, what?
Yeah, she looked quite diabolical in that scene.
Yeah, it's like she was having fun. That was creepy.
Yeah.
Especially when you're hearing that happen in the background and her face is like lighting up. Like, that is definitely creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole Miss Minutes creep factor rolling in again from the previous episodes.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, just a very interesting episode. It still, really keeps you. It still keeps you intrigued and interested. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely looking up for the next episode.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah, I think I'm really liking this series so far. Like this season, it's really packing a punch. Every episode has just sort of ramped up the intrigue, even more. So I think,
Yeah, and the mystery.
You've got that mystery, you've got that sense of you don't know what's gonna happen. So that you have the suspense, and you look forward to the next episode.
Yeah. Let's get to our scores, I think. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good, this one. I'll give it an 8 as well. Give it same as last time. Yeah, just kind of interesting where he disappeared to. Hopefully, I think we should see him again. It's not gone completely. Yeah. Seeing Miss Minutes, the way she acts and stuff. It's a bit, interesting. Obi was pretty good too in this one. Like, good to see him back here in this one. Yeah. So I'll give it an 8.
Yeah. Still sold there?
Bill?
Probably not.
Bill? No, okay. Sorry.
It's Steph?
Yeah, I agree with Jeff. I think it definitely a very intriguing episode. Just kept me interested throughout. So I'll give it an 8 as well. I think it's just it's really kind of fascinating to see how all these different threads kind of connect. And seeing what happens next now that these timelines appear to have exploded. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
An 8, eh? I think I'll give it a 7.5. Yeah, I mean the ending really mind blowing, right? Reality is gone.
Yeah.
That is
quite literally in the sense. Mind blowing.
mhm.
I don't know. Maybe it's a way to reset.
Yeah, it kind of almost feels like the blip, it's
Mm.
like
The
a
blip.
kind of blip.
Some people say not since the blip have we seen such a
The blip.
moment before.
Oh, the blip.
Like that darkness, right at the
Yeah.
end. Very interesting.
Other than
Yeah.
that, the OB and the what was it? And Victor, yeah, that was fun.
They'd be in Victor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like that.
So I'm really looking forward to 2 more episodes.
Yeah, 2 episodes to go. How are they gonna fix this one up?
Yeah.
Hey,
Tying all these threads, the loose ends together.
that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, so Obi and Victor, they wanted to sign each other's books, isn't it?
Because of the whole
Yeah.
tail snake
Well,
eating its own tail.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
literally his name, Ouroboros.
Oh, his own tail, yeah.
Yeah, but as well, it's like it repeats itself. It's like,
Ah,
so which is it? Is my question still. It's like, which truth is it? Is it multiple timelines?
Hmm.
Or is the time set? Because in this one, it does seem to be kind of like it might be both.
Yeah.
hmm.
Time
Hard to-
travel is a mess. That's all we can say.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we get the whole predestination of Loki pruning himself.
Hmm.
Once we saw that scene, we kind of knew that he would have to do it to make sure the timeline for him, anyway, is still correct.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so he had to prune himself.
Hmm.
And Sylvie was confused, like, what the heck? It's like, huh?
Yeah. Like, I can just imagine she's like, what? There's 2 of them at the same time?
Yeah, especially after she saw Loki pruning himself.
Yeah, 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, but at least they referenced back in episode 1 that whole scene, like who pruned Loki.
Yeah.
After seeing Sylvie at the elevator.
And also, of course, the thing is that Loki, because obviously they got rebooted, it means that he is able to use his magic again. He and Sylvie.
Yeah.
And that will be interesting because that, I guess that's one way that they can, fight someone like Kang, because they have this ability that he doesn't have.
Yeah.
They,
Oh,
they
yeah. Yeah, you're right. That scene was funny. Yeah, like if we turn off the and reboot, then it will prevent magic being used. I mean, it will. Yeah, the protection against preventing magic in the TVA would be turned off. So.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing, right? Like that Kang in building the TVA, they had ensured that people couldn't use magic. They had blockers in place.
Yeah. But in order for Loki and Sylvie to do what they needed to do, turning it off worked in their favor.
Yes, sure.
Which is why they both said turn it off.
Yeah, because then the magic blockers were off as well, and they could using the magic.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Like, if we do that, then magic can be used again on the TV as it turn it off.
That's right.
But yeah, overall, I'd give the episode a solid 7. It's like it was solid. It like went back to episode 1. And we see more of the scenes of the TVA future from episode 1 and episode 4. It blended together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good episode. I do like how Sylvie her outbursts
Mm.
with like Loki, they have different ideologies.
Yeah.
But their drive is really, yeah, the drive is there.
Mm.
And they have their reasonings behind it. There's no doubting that.
Yeah.
So yeah, solid 7.
Mm.
So finally, we can look at IGN's 1 to 4.
Yeah, what is their score? I haven't ever checked it.
5. Ooh,
Huh?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
5.
Why did they not like this episode? I love this
No,
episode.
no, no. This is 1 to 4.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's 1 to 4. Yeah. Not this
Hmm.
episode. But that's still a low score, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm interested as why.
Hmm.
We all gave it quite high, right? Overall, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Even on average, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe it
Why-
might
why?
be
I
it
don't
might be a different.
Yeah, I don't know what they
writer.
were expecting, but for me, it's actually more interesting and more intriguing than the
Mm.
first season.
Yeah, same. I find
I
it more
actually
interesting
enjoyed
as
this
well.
more. I enjoyed this season more. I don't
Hmm.
understand why they didn't like it.
Oh,
It's
they enjoyed 1 more, I think. They gave it a 8.
This one is OP, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought I did pretty well.
Well, I do find season 2 more interesting than season 1.
Yeah, it's so much, and it's also interesting philosophically about how people, how different the approaches are, you know.
Yeah.
And even, you know, when you look at Loki's approach versus Sylvie's approach, and even though they're variants, they're sort of similar, but this is the reason why the variants are different.
Yeah,
It-
and as well, it's not like
Yeah.
a quest of like
Yeah.
finding the variant to get rid of or finding he who remains.
Mm.
This one is like talking about other stuff like fixing what is broken.
Hmm.
Instead of burning something down, fix it instead of destroying it.
So destroying it, yeah.
This is an
it's-
interesting poll. What would you guys pick?
Mm.
I
What is
reckon
this?
it's just a poll.
Yeah. I'm just reading what it says.
Mm.
I reckon people are here.
Mm.
We'll see what um
Oh, yeah.
I would say yes, I'm still enjoying the quality of the shows.
I'm enjoying
Ooh,
it,
I'm right.
Oh, what?
Most people think it's too
but people
chaotic.
Mm.
Oh.
I mean, it depends.
And I
'Cause-
guess that's why the score is low, maybe.
yeah,
Oh,
but
because
I would say that, you know, every Marvel series has been different.
Yeah, I think
there's been-
that's why they say it's chaotic. It's too
There's-
different.
There's such a variety, but I think that actually prevents you from getting bored, because if it's always the same thing over and over again, people will just get bored.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's a double entendre.
I mean, I find this approach of basically going into different, almost it's a completely different genre. Like you have a sitcom style with She-Hulk, and this is completely different. You know, you have a completely different way of, say, Moon Knight, a very different series as well. You know, to say Hawkeye. So I just or you know, the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. Like, I mean, it's I love that it does vary. It does have so much difference between each type of series, but there's something for people to enjoy. Like, you know,
Oh, IGN doesn't like nice guy Loki. That's why. See?
hmm.
oh, he's a nice guy, yeah.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Well, he is kind of a nice guy, but also not. He still has the bad guys kind of vibe still.
I don't think he's completely nice guy. I think that he is, you know,
He's kind of more nice, right? Than
Compared to-
bad.
yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
essentially they covered that in episode 2 with Breaking Brad.
Mm,
Even he said that Loki became too predictably nice.
mm.
Like
Yeah.
he's trying to be the good guy. He's trying to be the good guy, but then he's
Well,
still bad.
it's just one of the book moment. Space time cop procedure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting that they just reference what happened in episode 2.
Hmm.
Because yeah,
Mm.
even Brad, the person they were trying to break, went against Loki, saying he's trying to be this completely good guy.
Mm.
But yes, Loki's reformed now, yes. But he still shows his bad side.
Maybe they'll reboot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reset.
Yeah.
But he still has a
And
sense of
Loki
mischief.
is Loki still has the mischief. He's still
He's still the god of mischief.
It
yeah.
has to be, right?
And he's still an illusionist. Like
That's right.
He's losing
I
his
don't think-
he's losing his edge.
Mm.
is he there? Maybe.
I don't know.
I think he's actually more interesting when he sort of is sort of like trying to do good, because then you can really see the struggle. Whereas like a more of an inner struggle, so that makes it interesting. Whereas I think when he was villain, he was like a full on villain,
Mm.
like he was in the first Thor movie, like just a straight up kind of villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exactly the Thor one. Yeah.
So it's actually interesting that the first Thor is referenced in this episode, because in a way, the way he's changing throughout the series is similar to the same kind of change that Thor went through
Ah,
when he was sent to Earth.
yeah.
Like when he was in Asgard before, everything, went to pieces, and then he was sent to Earth.
Mm.
He seemed like a very straightforward, like he knew what he was, he thought, but then going to Earth changed him. When he came back, very changed. And I think the same thing is happening with Loki, going to the TVA, when he first started at TVA is different to where he is now as a character as well.
So it's a progressive change.
Yeah. I mean, there's a character development that to me is still very interesting.
Mm. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. I think that there has to be like character development. Otherwise, you're playing the same character over and over again. And that's actually, that's not that interesting.
Yeah, that essentially that would make it more boring.
Hmm.
So I think they were looking at different things compared to what we are thinking of.
Mm.
So we prefer this one, but they don't.
It's interesting. Yeah.
But as well, I do find it annoying that they would actually group all of the episodes all in one instead of doing it one by one. Like we
Yeah.
talked about this before. It's like,
Hmm.
were they really that bored to not give each individual episode a score?
Yeah, I just think it's a bit lazy, and they should have gone with the way that they normally do things, which is episode by episode.
Nice, a popular, yeah.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, it's like not good
Honestly?
considering what they say.
That's not too bad.
Oh, yeah, and look at that. Like the
30.
other reviewers have it like high, and the audience still like it. It's quite even.
Mm.
That is actually quite solid.
Mm.
Mm.
Still pretty solid score, I would say, from the audience. I mean, the audience is still enjoying it. Like if you're talking about fans, the fans are enjoying it.
Yep. But then again, like critics and critics and the audience don't always agree.
Yeah.
Tends to be a thing.
Mm.
So having them not agree again is
Mm.
kind of But the IGN score for the season so far is like so far removed to the other reviewers who have reviewed it.
Oh, okay. So IGN itself is very different than even the other critics.
Yeah, like
Mm.
the other ones are like 84% similar to the audience score.
Hmm.
How is IGN's a 5?
Well, I guess some people, not just IGN, say, how do you make Loki so boring?
Well, maybe those people have their own view of what it should be.
Yeah, so it's
They
up to
cannot,
you.
yeah, they cannot cater for absolutely everyone.
Yeah.
So they cater it for one side and then they will be disapproval on the other. That's why we call it like a double entendre. You can't please everyone.
Yeah, that's right. But I still find Loki quite interesting. I mean, I don't find him boring at all. So I don't know why they feel that he's boring, because I just don't see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Hmm.
didn't see how it would be considered boring.
Hmm.
Mm.
Maybe they just reset the whole MCU.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's interesting.
so far I'm really enjoying this one, like more than the other series. So yeah, I'd say I agree to disagree with IGN.
Yeah.